Well, I've just left the co-working space after 2 hours because my brain's not working. I just can't do it. And I find that I'm susceptible to putting too much pressure on myself constantly. And I think that ties into the modern hustle culture that's sort of prevalent on social media with anything related to business. You need to be there was one guy, and I'm sure he said he was working 3 days in one day. It was something ridiculous, like he'd do 6 till 12, 12 till 6, and then 6 till 12. And that was like 3 unique working days. And I'm like, that's just ridiculous. Other people get up so early in the morning, I just think, why have you even gone to bed? People getting up at 3 a.m. What time did you go to bed? 5 p.m? What? Anyway, yeah, so the whole hustle culture thing drives me mad. And you know what? There's people out there that are like, if you're watching Netflix on an evening, you should be working. You know, don't do anything to waste time. Shouldn't see your friends. Don't be hanging out with your friends. Waste of time. You should be making money. No, forget all that. It's a lot of crap. It's so incredibly unhealthy. It's unbelievable. And it's terrible physically and mentally. It'll drive you mad. And part of me thinks, okay, so pretend you do. You adhere to all these rules. You work really hard for years to come. Then what? Then you've got more money. Okay, what else? I mean, money's cool. I'm sure having loads of money's great. But isn't the more important thing having time? To do things, to see people, to engage in life and to enjoy your time here. Not to grind out years away. For what? I don't know, maybe it's just not me. Like, maybe that's just not my cup of tea. I don't want to be a billionaire. I've got no plans to be. Some people say, yeah, but you couldn't if you wanted to. You're probably right. Yeah, fine. Okay. But what's the point working 80 or 100 hours a week, owning 5 cars that you literally don't have time to drive, not seeing your kids, not seeing your family? Like, there was one thing Alex Hormozy said about sacrifice, and sometimes you've got to, I think he said something like, sometimes you've got to sacrifice a dance recital. You can't be there because you've got to work. No, absolutely not. No, that's where I'm like, no. That's completely in the wrong direction for me. I don't know. I just don't understand that line of thought. But then again, that's from somebody who has no kids. Fine, you know, it might feel differently when he does, if he does, whatever. But the whole grind it out until you're dead thing, I just don't agree with it at all. Like today, you know, I've been sat in that office, I've done some scrappy bits, and I say scrappy bits, I've replied to some emails, I've done this, I've done that, I've fixed a few things on the website that was sort of on my list, and then I just ran out of steam. My brain's just not working. It's like there's nothing there. It's like it's a sailboat, right? My brain's like a sailboat, and there's no wind, so I'm kind of just floating in the ocean, like, well, it'd be nice if we were going somewhere. And the thing is, it's not that I don't want to work. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to describe this. I don't feel like this very often. Recently, I've struggled with anxiety and depression. I say recently, the last 2 years. And I know how it feels to not want to work. There's been months where I've done literally nothing. I've done a full month and done no more than 5 hours work. And that's horrible. But in the opposite direction, where I want to work, but I just can't. Today, I was sat in that office, and it's a lovely environment. It's great. I like working there. I like going there. I paid to get in. I just couldn't do anything. So what do? There's 2 options. One of them, you either put on your I'm a hard worker hustle hat and grind out the rest of your day. That's one way. Or the other one, like I've chosen, it was like, no, it's not working. I'm going to go home. I've got a home office. If I need to jump back in, I can go and pick up on anything, anytime. And, yeah, I'm just a big believer. Burnout is a thing. Burnout is real. It's not because you're not tough enough. Burnout's a real thing. And if I'd have stuck it out in that office for the rest of the day, and grafted, I'd have come home being like, oh, I don't want to do tomorrow. Whereas now, I've come home not doing enough, thinking, I can't wait to go back. I'm excited to continue. So that's a big reason, it's a big way that I try to avoid burnout. Ignore the depression, anxiety bit, that's a strange block. But, you know, prior to that, always just leave it with something you're quite happy to move on to, is a methodology I like. You know, if you've got a really great job to do next, cool, leave it there. That can be the next job. So then when you come back the next day, you're feeling fresh, you can dive right in with something that you're quite happy to get on with. So, yeah, it all too often we only see the winners on social media and their choices of how they're worth 100 million, they're doing this and they're doing that. Don't forget, guys, if anybody runs a business and it's doing, you know, if it's paying your wage, that's massive. That's a massive success. If you work for yourself and it pays for your wage, you don't have to be the next Gymshark to be a success. There doesn't even need to be any Lamborghinis, I promise. You know, you can live a really happy life without a Lambo. In fact, I bet they're incredibly inconvenient. You know, they've only got 2 seats. Like, what can you even put in the weird front boot, the front trunk? You know, like a backpack. I don't need a Lamborghini. I'm quite happy with this. So, anyway, rambling because I'm lost. So, I'm going to go home, I'm going to eat, I'm going to have some water because I've not drank much this morning. I might even have another coffee and just have a full reset. Oh, I'm sweating. It's 22.5 degrees. It's almost the first nice day we've had this summer. There'll be most people on Earth thinking 22.5 degrees Celsius is barely even above room temperature. You're right. But in the UK, this is quite a luxury. So we're not built for this round here. Anyway, don't be too harsh on yourself. Because I am. I am all the time. Even now, there's a little tiny part of me saying, you should have stuck it out, you should have kept going. But that's like the angel demon thing on each shoulder. Angel and the devil, not the demon. So yeah, the devil did used to be of more significance, and it used to yell at me, my own voices in my own head, about how I'm not going to get anywhere, my business is going to fail, I'm never going to be successful, I'm never going to achieve what I want. But for some reason today, the angel were like, John, go easy on yourself, take it easy, man. And for once I listened, and I'm feeling good. So, yeah. Work hard, but don't kill yourself doing it. Right. Onwards.